Thank you so much for joining us tonight. The tax rate for people in Gregg County will soon be going up, in part because of the voter-approved county parking garage. And as KLTV7's Michael Richardson tells us, this was not the only topic up for discussion during today's meeting of the Gregg County Commissioners Court.
The Gregg County parking garage, in part, is to blame for what's expected to be an increase in the county's property tax rate. That's what was proposed during today's Commissioners Court. County Judge Bill Stout says the tax was already part of this year's budget and will cost each taxpayer roughly $84 a year.
70% of that tax increase is what the voters approved to build the parking facility, which was a $19 million bond.
The tax rate still needs to be approved, and there will be a public hearing to discuss it on the 26th. Alongside the tax rate, the commissioners also approved another funds transfer for the Sheriff's Department, this time of over $350,000. The request is similar to others this year, namely involving medical and overtime costs. The Sheriff's Office has 20 openings compared to 21 in late May. 17 of those are jail positions.
Once COVID hit is when the problem really got accentuated.
Chief Deputy Craig Harrington wants to see the positions filled and believes the medical transfers will persist.
Medical costs are continue going up, and as long as we have people coming to jail, they're going to have the medical needs addressed, and we're going to address them.
Stout agrees.
Once we arrest someone, all of their health care is provided by and required by the state statutes. We certainly want to treat the prisoners with all the right and respect that's due in terms of a human being.
Michael Richardson, KLTV7 News.
And by the way, the sheriff expects to be back before the Commissioners Court asking for another funds transfer to cover the cost of jail operations before the 1st of October.